Hi, can you hear me? Is my voice audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you so much, Tulsi. How are you? And how is everybody else?
Ma'am, good.
Good. Okay. So, first of all, welcome everybody, and I'd be glad agar aap log. Thank you so much, Tulsi. I was just about to say that. Can you please switch on your video camera so that I can just see you no matter kahan ho? That is not a problem. I just want to see these faces. हाँ, कोई नहीं है अभी online. चलो कोई नहीं. At least I have a few. I mean, I don't have anybody on the video cameras, but it's okay. So आज का session, today's session is on what? पता है? Tulsi, you know what is the session on today?
Yes, ma'am.
And it is on the challenges in VUCA world.
VUCA world. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So does anybody know what's the full form of VUCA?
No,
No,
ma'am.
it's cool. It's cool. नहीं पता तो I am here right here for you all to let you know what is VUCA. So basically, कभी I mean, has anybody ever felt that life में बहुत सारी complexities हैं, बहुत सारी problems हैं, we're not getting solutions to it, and how do we find solutions to it? So through this present, yeah, absolutely, yes, Shubham, yes, definitely, it is uncertainty. Let me quickly see आप लोगों का chat box also. Volatility, uncertainty, very good. Complexity, yes, and ambiguity, yeah, we did it. So yes, VUCA is an abbreviation for all these four things that come under it. Volatility, ठीक है. Then U is for uncertainty. When you don't know what is going to come in the near future, is basically being uncertain about it. The only thing which is very certain in today's world is uncertainty itself. So in Maya, the only thing in today's world which is certain, matlab jo hoga hi hoga, is uncertainty itself. It is a very big word and very big understanding, and I've tried to elaborate it through this make it short for you all to understand through this presentation. I will be sharing my screens with you, and just let me know if it is visible to everybody. Great. Yes, no, maybe. Oh, we finally see Aryan. How were your exams? How were your exams? Good.
They were good.
They were good. Oh, good. Everybody should be so happy. Exams dekhe na. Yeah, we did it. So good, so good. Chalo, I'll be sharing my screens with you. Just let me know once it is visible. Great. It's so good to see you people after such a long time. Yeah. Swear. Okay, you see my PPT? My screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. Basically, as I just said, VUCA is nothing but it is the description of the world that we are facing these days, or probably the world that we stay in these days. Within a VUCA world, one person, it is imperative to think that everybody can think straight. Matlab, there are 1,000 options to new solutions to problems that you have. There are 1,000 there are different kinds of understandings to different ways that we survive in today's world. Everything will be explained in this presentation. Before we go ahead, let's understand what VUCA environment can do. VUCA environment is the same uncertainty wala environment that we're staying in, an environment where we are not sure about where we stand, an environment where we get confused ki decision kaun sa kya lena hai, what is the right kind of decision that is going to be fruitful for us while choosing a career path. So a VUCA environment can paralyze your decision making process. It doesn't definitely mean paralyze means mari dega, it cannot just do anything, you just can't think ahead of it. No, but there are various factors that can influence your decision making capabilities or your abilities, and that is what this environment can do. through this presentation, I'll try and make you people understand how would you, move ahead. How do you move ahead in this kind of environment or the world that we're living in, and to find out better ways to, bring a better version of yourself into the world, be more productive, be more, optimistic about situations. That is what I will be. I'll try and make you people be by the end. Okay. Make constant retaining and reshaping a habit. Okay. So constant retaining kya hota hai? Constant retaining. How do we retain things? Okay. When we give our examinations, like abhi RN ke exams hue hain, how did he retain? Like, how would you retain something? So how do you retain something? By continuously practicing, by looking at that thing again and again, again and again. So you start memorizing things. When you start memorizing things, you keep it in the back of your mind. You know there are various things going ahead in life. आपको 12th complete करना है, you have to get into your college life, you have to choose the right career path, probably the right career according to your own interests. That is continuously retaining the best kind of information that can make who you are as an individual. Making it into a habit is very important in this world. बहुत important है. It should be like, so basically make habits that you can carry forward for a very long time. Certain थोड़ी बहुत habits होती हैं which are short term habits, which you can, which you would want to change, or probably which get changed over the time. But habits that you can, use in any kind of field, no matter you go in for artificial intelligence, you go in to become a salesman, you go in to become an entrepreneur, you go in to become anyone and anything. Any amount of information that you can retain is the basic power that you have within yourselves to pull through this world. Okay. It saps your motivation. Saps is it temporarily acts like a hindrance, or probably keeps you away from staying motivated for a long time. VUCA environment will do that. It is very common in such kind of an environment, or such kind of environment. It is very normal that you people go through all of this. It takes a toll on internal you. It takes a toll, as in it becomes tasking. It's the other word that you can say in terms of taking a toll on you is probably something, or the environment that stops you from being who you are. You will have, if you start taking a lot of tension, if you start going through a lot of stress, if you if you start sort of thinking, overthinking, everything will automatically lay an impact on who you are individually first, and then what comes your way. It destabilizes you and makes you anxious. Stable kya hota hai? Who is a stable person? A person who has achieved success in life, who is working towards achieving success, or probably a person who chalks out a plan for themselves to accomplish their set goals. So how does that get destabilized? When you have a lot of options available, when you have a lot of when you are you're really not sure about what's going to happen next, that is when you destabilize yourself. And anxiety, stress, depression, these play a very, very vital or an important role in doing so. When you take a huge amount of time to fight back with this VUCA world, wherein you're setting out plans for yourself, you are, there is some strategy that you've tried to maintain and that is not working. Is this happening because of me? Give me one quick second, okay? ये क्या हो गया? Okay, give me 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay. I wonder. Okay. Just ignore the scribble on the screen. I wonder वो कहाँ से हुआ है. I have no idea. Okay, but still we'll go ahead with the presentation. Okay. Thwarting your career moves is when you try to take a step towards your success, and due to some reasons, there is an unwanted error or probably an unwanted hindrance that pops up कि कोई रुकावट आ जाती है आपके लाइफ में, या probably जो आप career choose करते हो, suppose you want to get into the management field, you know, and you want to go into becoming a human resource a professional, or a professional where you have to, you know, showcase your abilities. That is when this world comes into play, where it gives you so many ideas, so many thoughts, so many options, that you know, you yourselves feel anxious while taking the right decision. That is what a VUCA world can do. Let's quickly understand VUCA world. What is the, where did it come from, what does it mean, and how do we know where, how does it exist? Sorry. Okay, so what is VUCA basically? VUCA was initially used by the US military in the 90s after the post. Okay, wait, there's a lot of scribbling. Wait, there is something happening. Give me 1 quick minute. कैसे हो रहा है यार? I have no idea how is this happening, but
Ma'am, this is either done by someone on the Zoom screen only. It is not a problem for the PowerPoint. It is done on the Zoom screen only.
it is done on the Zoom screen, but I'm not doing it. Who is doing it? Oh, okay.
It's the annotate option. You can disable it as the host.
How? Okay, wait. Let me quickly try do that. Oh, okay, okay. I could do that if I am the host. Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much, Aryan. That is so good of you to help me through this. Great. Okay. You can see my screen again, right? It is visible. It was visible when I was doing some fiddling with it, right? ये भी हो रहा था ना अभी? You could still see my screens, right?
It is visible now.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, let's quickly understand. The term came from the US military initially during the World War period, post Cold War period. Okay, VUCA is used as a way to characterize the world around us and is increasingly apt, which is appropriate. Therefore, the term VUCA reflects to a world which is fast paced. It is increasingly unstable, where you don't, the same thing I'm going to reiterate, where you don't know what is going to happen next. Rapidly changing. The world that continue, the only term, because we're saying in this world, we're staying in the world that we are in right now, and it is rapidly changing. There is globalization which is affecting it. There are various factors other that are affecting. The only term that we can use to elaborate the world more better, and the kind of question that can come in your competitive exams, is VUCA. It is an abbreviation. It has the whole form of it, but this kind of a understanding of where the word actually came from could be one of your multiple choice questions in the upcoming examinations that you all have. Okay. Simple understanding. Volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity are the definitions that are given by Google. But when you have a positive approach of understanding and dealing with such kind of a world, you take V for vision, wherein your vision matters. How do you see things? How do you perceive things? Your want or your wish to, you know, achieve even more or be self-aware. That is vision. Your vision plays the most important role in forming your career path for yourself, or probably becoming successful, which each one of us wants to be. Second is understanding uncertainty. See, this is having an optimistic approach towards something. The negative VUCA is generally considered to be a negative impact on the society. The reason is because there are various factors that influence and that only play a role in telling you that this world is quite uncertain. You need to fend for yourself. Quite complex. You find ways to get through the maze. Find ways to get through the maze. That's a very famous quote as well. Volatility is change, rate of change, how fast the change is itself taking place is volatility in simple terms. Complexity is discovering boundaries, discovering your own boundaries. What am I? What strategies could I follow? What plannings do I do? How should I build myself even stronger? What thinking skills should I adapt? Or probably, how can I change my approach? Anything and everything that you take a responsibility of doing for yourself is clarity in terms of C. So complexity is a wider version of understanding VUCA in the literal Google definition. But when you come to yourself, these are certain things, certain, full forms of VUCA that you can probably inculcate in your own lives. Having a clarity about a situation, or having a clarity about the interests you have, or the kind of person you are, is in your hands. You tell me, Will, until I know you, until I've really spoken to you, will you ever be able to speak to somebody for the first time and understand who that person is and what that person wants? No, nobody will be able to do that, because that kind of judgment about somebody or something is absolutely not possible, because you cannot just judge somebody by just looking at them. It is always said that you do not judge a book by its cover. You always go understand what's inside it, what kind of person that is, or what kind of person do you want to become. Everything is in your own hands. Then A stands for ambiguity, also stands for agility. Decide a course of action, be ready to change course. What does that mean? You decide a course of action. Ki, I have to take this action every morning. I'll wake up, I'll fix a routine for myself, I'll manage myself even better. But please be very sure that the change that you might take, or the change that you might be ready for, may change itself. So there'll be situations. Tanu, can you please put your mic on mute? Thank you. Thank you so much. Great. So now that we have a fair understanding of VUCA in terms of being positive, having a fair idea about oneself, we'll go ahead. We'll understand what is volatility. Simple term, rate, amount, and magnitude of change. Change is a word here. How fast the changes are happening, how rapidly the world is growing, that is volatility. Predictions here do not exist. Predictions is, I've seen many people walk up to me and say that we've sort of go ahead with understanding what is tarot reading, or probably horoscoping somebody, or probably trying to, you've heard about the magic ball, things that happen between the magic ball. Everything there is only and only related to predictions. But when we talk about in terms of volatility in the real life situation, we cannot predict something. Can you predict yourself to be the king of India? Can you do that? Can you predict yourself to be a great scientist? You cannot predict yourself, but you can think of yourself to be there. Predictions are something which are very uncertain. Hoga, shayad nahi hoga, ho sakta hai, it could be. So volatility doesn't depend on that. It is caused by economic and political factors. Okay, economic factors like change, stocks may change, stock exchange itself, the market of stock exchange that goes up and down, to get the change in your government policies. So how does all of this impact your career choices? Is that जब government की policies में change आएगा, when there'll be a change in the policies by the government, do you think is it going to impact the education system of India as well somewhere? Can government policies lay an impact on the education system? Right, it does, right? Volatility is basically being ready or accepting that change will happen. In literal terms, it is your acceptance towards the changes that are happening every minute, every second. That is volatility. Volatility is turbulence, a phenomena that is occurring more frequently now than it was in the past. The reason that it is known as volatility. Now, uncertainty. What is uncertainty? Simple quote hai iska, when in doubt, write it out. The reason that is there is because certain things you might be very confused about. You might be in a state of doubt. How do you deal with it? When you write it down. Now, if you've written the positives about you on a paper, you write positives about you and you write negatives about you, or the career choices that you have and that you may choose to have when you go ahead in your college. That gives you a more better clarity. That is something like plotting a plan for yourselves. So sudden and unforeseen changes can cause uncertainty. Your behavioral change can cause uncertainty. You must have heard about people who have a little problem. Dyslexia is like one of the major important problems when you start reading alphabets from the opposite side. So normal people would read. I don't say people with dyslexia are not normal. They are normal. They're specially abled. Okay. So when your behavior starts changing, suppose you from class first till fifth, you had an amazing power to retain or amazing power to understand. But when you're growing slowly, or when you're getting into senior secondary classes, you're going into higher classes, then that is the time your behavior changes. So that will definitely affect the level of uncertainty that you hold on to while choosing your careers. See, one thing I'll tell you, school mein choosing a career is way easier than choosing a career for yourselves in the college. Because what you may like today, you may not like tomorrow. We ourselves as humans are not sure what will happen in the near future. Do you know tomorrow what will happen? Tomorrow you may get an opportunity to become a millionaire. Your life changes. Today you may want to become, you thought of becoming a chef. You loved cooking. You still love it. It is your second hobby. You still love it. But somehow your interest of pursuing it as a career changes. So that is getting into the state of uncertainty, and your behavioral changes affected the most. Political interference in management and institutions. The reason that this topic is fairly important for you all is because I want you all to realize that each one of you is different. Okay. Competing with oneself, having complexities, thinking a lot, thinking non-relevant things, thinking something which you're not really sure about, or probably wasting your time on overthinking is the world which we are in right now. And it is very normal to think ki my friend who used not to do very good is doing wonders in life. Maybe I've chosen a wrong plan. Never ever in life think that you guys are less from anybody. Oh God. Political interference in management and institutions. So kya hota hai? You must have seen big politicians have big universities. They have 5, 10. So there are various schools, private schools, under the names of big politicians. So that is when political life interferes in institutions or institutional holdings. So that causes uncertainty, because the person or probably the person who is in politics is in power, may have a lot of money right now to facilitate the institution, but what if he's out of the position? What then? Uncertainty plays a very big role there, and that is the reason that it is said that, political institutions or political interference should not impact the institutions at all. Lack of relevant information. A lot of information is very good, but only in the right, you know um in the right direction. A lot of information is right until you know where you're grasping that information from, or is that information anyhow going to be helping you. Lack of predictability, again, predictions. The entire this thing book, VUCA depends on lack of something, lack of thinking, lack of predictions, lack of being certain, lack of ambiguity. Everything goes hand in hand only in this world. Not engaging in meaningful learning. Sorry. Okay. What is meaningful learning? Meaningful learning is, by meaningful learning, I don't mean learning only to enhance your academic experience. Meaningful learning can also be, upskilling yourself in terms of your soft skills, the hard skills, the potential skills that you can have to, lead a life which is going to be towards a fruitful career journey, or one step towards your career goal. So therefore, also the most important point is not having a plan B. If you must have heard it from me, I've always mentioned that if you have a plan A in life, always try have a plan B as well. Because when you plan for the worst case scenario, you have, you've motivated yourself, or you've got yourself to a level where you always thought, what if this doesn't happen? You have always kept an optimistic approach towards finding the right path for yourselves, or or where you would like to get into the right direction. It is always good to have sorry, a plan B also. sorry. So uncertainty means a complete lack of understanding of the current situation and its causes, as well as the difficulty of predicting the future. Now that we know, okay, tell me one thing. I'll quickly ask you people like this. I'll ask you, have you ever felt frustrated of, wanting to reach to a solution, but you're not actually finding it? The feeling of frustration happens because of uncertainty in life, happens because of complexities, happens because of having knowing कि इसका आंसर क्या होने वाला है, not giving or paying attention towards it is basically uncertainty. समझ में आ रहा है ना? Like, you guys understand, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Great. Now complexity. Okay. Though all these things go hand in hand with each other, complexity is another great factor that may be solely responsible, for you not being able to take your decisions properly. So many overlapping factors influencing a particular decision is complexity. Complex conditions strongly affect your decision practices or your decision making skills. Competing against oneself. Bracket realization and competition. So, okay, I don't say competition is bad. I don't say it is good either. So when we study about something, it always has merits and it has demerits as well, right? See, complexity is hugely impacted by competition, and competition understanding where you stand, understanding how far or how have you worked on your skills, understanding or forming an opinion about oneself without working hard towards it is complexity. But if if you evaluate yourselves in a profound manner, or where you have your strategies in place, you worked hard upon it, you self evaluate yourself. So that is when you're competing with yourself. So in this case, in case of complexity, you're there's one word that you notice here, which is against. जब आपकी लड़ाई खुद से होती है, when you fight with yourself, you must have seen, I mean, there are many of us who tend to either break our hands or either break glasses in house or either break something or the other out of frustration, anger, because you're trying to continuously you know fight with yourself. You want to become something else, you are pushing yourself to that level. This is not how you move ahead. So competing against oneself is a demerit of complexity. Okay. Realization is a very good thing, but competition within oneself is bad. Okay. So your power tool is competition if you play it the right way. Okay. Your action step here is the most important point of everything is in terms of complexity. How do you fight complexity? Reflect on the last time you felt you missed out or lost at something because you didn't do it or didn't put the best you could do for yourselves. Identify ways you can use that experience to fuel your competitive nature so you can reach your next level of success. Simple of all this is self understanding. Sit down within yourselves, think, introspect, evaluate karo khud ko. Don't just rely on methods which are based on computers, methods that are based physically by your teachers or by your examinations. You can always assess yourself because you know where you stand, you know who you are, you know the best versions of yourself, right? So your action step here becomes simple, that out of the entire day that you have, sit down within yourselves, think what is going to be fruitful, how will you, because see, okay, one way of studying is pictographical studying, wherein you have pictures in front of you, you can retain through pictures, you can memorize things, your memory goes sharper, you start thinking in rationally, you start thinking in better ways to enhance your productivity. Pictorial thinking is one thing, pictorial study is also one thing. Second is writing down. When you have the habit of writing down things, when you have the habit of reading, when you have the habit of talking to people, when and how should you use your abilities in the best manner is fighting towards complexity, fighting against complexity. Okay, kuch difficult nahi hai, very easy, we'll manage everything. Managing your career in a VUCA world, this is important, and this is a strategy. So this kind of a strategy is basically everywhere on the Google aapko dikhega, but it wouldn't be on the form that I've put ahead, because everywhere in every state that you find VUCA impacting financial state of the country, VUCA impacting anything and everything, but not careers. So I had to literally go through the entire and find these important points for you. If you understand this, you are halfway through choosing the right career path for yourselves. So your defined career is, firstly, when you focus on extraordinary management skills. I will explain what are extraordinary management skills. Extraordinary skills that include your HOTS, higher order thinking skills. We will talk about it. Make great people decisions. If I'm not wrong, yes, make great people decisions. Work effectively with headhunters. That means that you have a lot of sources that you've gone through, and then you segregate मतलब आप अलग अलग करते हो कि कौन सा क्या है, कौन सा अच्छा होगा, कौन सा बुरा होगा. When you decide for yourself, understand your biases. Where are you good? Where are you bad? What is your strength? Where is your weakness? When you analyze or when you understand your best potential capabilities, that is when you understand your biases. Find your career purpose. Find a purpose for your career. आपको बनना क्या है? Some people want to just get into becoming doctors because they're influenced by either their parents or their elder brothers and sisters who are there in their family. Or somebody just wants to become an entrepreneur because it is an easy study. No. Please understand a purpose for your career. You're in 12th, you've given your boards, you have done your science, you've done your commerce, you've done in any kind of field, but understand why you're doing it. Are you only doing it because your friend is in that class, or probably because you're very much motivated because I take my father as an idol or my mother as an idol? No. Most important point for you to understand is the purpose for your career. Whenever you get into a college, the most important thing which is mentioned is, please give me a statement of purpose. Or your college asks you, what is the purpose that you want to pursue this course, or you want to pursue this as a career? That is when you write your statement and statement of purpose. And believe you me, be very honest in understanding what your purpose is, because your purpose defines your actions. Okay, refine your professional appearance. Okay, refine your professional appearance is when you talk to professionals beyond your comfort zone, professionals where you go ahead, talk to experts of your field, the field that you want to get into. These days you have wonderful platforms like LinkedIn, you have Opportunity Bust, you have various other platforms, you have Upgrad, you have Automus, you have various other platforms that can, literally help you to understand, or to sort of relate to the people who are already successful. That is how a defined career, you'll be able to define your career in a very meticulous and profound manner. Okay, ambiguity. The possibility of being understood in many ways, or when you can, okay, basically when you can find two or more ways to elaborate a situation is being ambiguous. Okay, and the biggest example of ambiguous is globalization. Okay, so globalization, an example of this is globalization, which has seen organizations and institutions enter new standards quicker than ever before. Where the education system of India was, probably because we're just studying about India right now. So where the education system was 10 saal pehle, 10 years ago, is it going to be still the same? Where you stand today, are you still going to be standing there only after 10 years also? No. So the rate of change that is happening rapidly, the standards that our educational systems or our organizations or our economy is reaching to is globalization, often expanding in scopes of thought, ideas and beliefs. आपकी सोचने की क्षमता, समझने की इच्छा and analyze करने की क्षमता. So क्षमता is basically your क्षमता in English. Can somebody help me? Shamta is
capable to be
Your
capability.
capability.
Yes, brilliant. See, I speak so much, so it just went off my head. Yes, capability. Brilliant. Okay. How can we fight back ambiguity? By. Okay. How can we fight back ambiguity is simple. आपकी higher order thinking skills को आप improve कर लो. Work only on your higher order thinking skills. When you work on your HOTS, which are your higher order thinking skills, you are able to be a creative thinker. You can analyze situations properly. You can choose between the right and the wrong. You can facilitate your learning through abstract thinking, metacognition, convergent thinking, lateral thinking, divergent thinking, etc. Now, I know most of us don't know the meaning of all of these. I'll quickly take you through step-by-step understanding of critical thinking kya hota hai, creative thinking kya hota hai, what is lateral thinking, how does divergent thinking work. Not big of a session, getting you through it very quickly. Okay. It is the continuation of ambiguity itself, where critical thinking, okay, wait. Okay. Where critical thinking ability refers to the capacity to engage with information with an independent and analytical mindset. Instead of taking things on face value, a critical thinker uses logic and reasons to evaluate the information. Critical thinking roles or ability can be very fruitful in any kind of job that you're looking for. Either you want to get into becoming a data scientist, or you want to get into artificial intelligence, entrepreneurship, you want to become a businessman, you want to become a design person, you want to follow your hobby of becoming an artist. Critical thinking will always, in fact, these 4 5 thinkings will always motivate you to learn more, to grasp more, to understand more, to think out of the box, to find out various ways to, sort of push yourself ahead, or probably create better plans for yourself. Okay. The next is creative thinking. Now, when you creatively think on something, एक तो होता है stereotype thinking. Stereotype thinking is wherein you just focused कि ऐसे ही करना है. This is the plan. I will follow this only. That is a stereotype thinking कि यही होता आया है. I will also do the same thing. I will also go through with it. But when you creatively think towards something, you are finding out new ideas. You are going beyond your thinking capacity. You are involving yourself or developing yourself in a field which is going to open wide options for you while choosing your careers, or while finding the right kind of job for you. So creative thinking is the highest form of higher order thinking. Okay. If we create something new, we are going beyond receiving and evaluating knowledge. We move up a step to generate new knowledge based on our experiences and intellect. See, every person has a different way of thinking. जरूरी तो नहीं है the way I think Aryan may think the same way, or the way I think Akansha may think the same way. No, or Tulsi may have a different opinion altogether. Okay. So having a different opinion and using your skills in such an opinion where you think it should work, that is being able to, actually push yourself through finding or through sustaining in this turbulent times, in the times where we are struggling to understand things around us. Okay. Lateral thinking is an alternative route. Okay. Simple understanding hai sabki. If you people feel, or if my dear students, if you feel that you have any problem understanding anything, just let me know. Don't get confused with thinkings. Once you start thinking rationally, once you worked upon, your creative thinking skills and your critical thinking, analytical power, your, strategies, when you build your strategies up to a level, it is easy. It's just a cakewalk. लिखा हुआ बहुत है, बोलने के लिए भी बहुत है, but once you start actually inculcating all this into your lives, individual lives, easy. It is very easy to go through with all of this. Nothing is difficult. Okay. So lateral thinkers take alternative routes to develop strategies and plans to achieve success. Understood. Divergent thinking refers to the process of generating multiple possible ideas from one question. A common example is when you engage in brainstorming. A common example is when you engage in brainstorming that allows you as students to find creative solutions to your problems. That is lateral thinking or divergent thinking. Now, metacognition. As a person who has studied psychology, as a person who has studied counseling as a subject or specialized in counseling, which is me, metacognition for me to understand is way easier. For me to make you understand is slightly tricky because metacognition refers to thinking about thinking. आप कुछ सोच रहे हो, जो चीज आप सोच रहे हो उसके बारे में आप फिर से सोच रहे हो. अब जो चीज के बारे में आप रिपीटेडली सोच रहे हो, दैट इज ओवर थिंकिंग, और वो हमें नहीं करना है. Repeatedly thinking about something and not getting a solution for it is overthinking. There is a very stiff difference between thinking about what you're thinking and overthinking on something. So metacognition refers to thinking about thinking. It is a thinking skill that involves reflecting on your own thinking process, and how you engage with a task in order to seek improvements in your own thinking process. कुछ लोगों का होता है, some people might have this thinking कि they might judge somebody even before knowing about them, right? This is the easiest example that I can probably share with you all. But when you understand or when you introspect within yourself कि मैं ऐसा क्यों कर रही हूँ यार, मैं ऐसा क्यों करूँ, let me give the other person a little chance. That is when you are, changing your own thinking pattern. That is metacognition. Okay. Then let's quickly understand how to future-proof your careers in a VUCA world. See, future-proofing in our world is very important. जब हम when we choose a mobile for ourselves, and when we can, always think of it being waterproof, mobile being waterproof, why not let our lives also be a little future-proof? These are the 4 steps, most important steps, crazy crucial steps, which will help you improve in every little step that you take towards achieving your success or achieving or defining your goals for yourself. This will not only help you, pull through your college studies, it will also help you pull through any kind of job or probably workplace. It can help you pull through your experiences in life. It will allow you to be even more brighter than what you are today. So the first and the most important thing is upskilling and repeating the same. So upskilling today is not enough. It is tough here, but I am saying enough. The reason that I am saying enough is because, do you think holding on to a very good communication skill will make me a very good person to, or probably a very successful person to go ahead and talk in front of the entire institute or the management? Or am I profound enough to carry myself and talk to the prime minister of our country? Will I, without having emotions, without having an empathy, without having sympathy towards something, will I be able to pull through with my emotional barriers that I have in life? Or will I be able to, so suppose I have to give a presentation in classroom. So classroom ka matlab here is your college classroom. So once you get into your college classroom, there will be various ways wherein you'll have to collaborate, you'll have to do group studies, you'll have to perform group activities. So you'll have to put yourself into regular upskilling. How do you regularly upskill yourself? So these days there are various educational platforms, which are like, some of them are Unacademy, Simply Learn, Vedantu Class Plus, Next Education, various more that can literally help you understand आपको क्या-क्या skills चाहिए to be an efficient student, to be an effective individual, to be adept to change. Okay. So upskilling and repeating the same again and again is important. So second is your power of network. So a couple of days ago, we had a session with Anju ma'am. So she was talking about networking. Why does networking play an important role? Can somebody tell me why does networking play an important role? मतलब क्या फायदा हो सकता है networking से? I mean, I don't judge anybody, and you all know that. So you can let me just shoot your answers. Without.
Ma'am, there are a lot of possibilities with networking, like finding out new ways and new types of careers.
Absolutely. Definitely. Thanks, Siddhant. So seriously, your power of network is your ability to stay strong in life. Your power of network makes you an individual who will want to be talked by all. Want to be talked by all? Everybody would want to talk to. That is your network. Your network defines your career choices. Your network defines you as a person, as an individual. An important but often overlooked area is one's personal and professional network. Sorry. Connecting and building positive relationships can provide an opportunity for students to learn and understand where the education industry is moving. See, throughout this presentation, the most important point is, out of various important points, the other important point is that you reassess yourself. Once you keep reassessing yourself, you know where will you go wrong. Once you've corrected where you've gone wrong, you've then found out a solution for it. And how does that help? How does you finding a solution for your experiences or your problems help? So when your peers and people near you see are getting into the same kind of problem, you will always want to look up to helping them. How can you only help them? You can only help them by reassessing yourself. Okay. So need for people skills. Now, what are people skills? Okay. People skills are the skills where you are confident enough while connecting with people, or while talking to people, or while proving a point, or while giving your answers. Okay. So as you climb the ladder and take a step closer to your success, it becomes imperative. Imperative is important. Meaning of imperative is quiet. Imperative is very important. Sorry. So it becomes quite imperative that you build on your body language skills. Body language skills kya hoti hain? The way you carry yourself. So imagine if you're going for an interview and you wear your cool pajamas and you go for an interview. Is it going to look good? It's not. So how are you educated? How do you know that you when you go for an interview, you go wear a suit pant, coat pant, or you wear a good collar t-shirt, collar shirt, or shirt? I guess it's a shirt. Yeah, it's a collar shirt. You'd want to go like that. Okay, now imagine you're going for a pajama party and you're wearing your suit and going there. Will people not make a fun of you? It's going to be a fancy dress for you. Don't get scared of people making a fun of you. Rather, work on yourself. Once you work on yourself, there's going to be nobody who's going to stop you, or probably who's going to make fun of you. Okay. So body language skills. How do you carry yourself in the world or with people around you? Your body language. Your communication and interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills are when you are trying to talk to somebody in a very defined, subtle. अब मैं आपसे गुस्से में बात करूंगी. हाँ, communication and interpersonal skills, listening skills, skills to collaborate. Will it look good? No, it won't. You'll be like, ma'am, को क्या हुआ? What is wrong with her? Is she okay? That is what we don't want. And now that I've prepared myself in talking to you, carrying out this session or various other sessions, or the way you sort of keep yourselves moving in life, that can only happen once you have a good grip on your interpersonal skills. Communication skills is definitely having a grasp of your knowledge, of your vocabulary, understanding where to use what, perfect analysis and utilization of words. Okay. Then your listening skills. Okay. When you get into college life, or when you get into a life wherein you are stepping into your work profile, or your working experiences begin, when you listen to somebody, you are letting them know that you're there. Okay. So listening skills actually play a very important role, and the reason that they play an important role is sorry. So through your listening skills, either you can be a passive listener and an active listener. There is no listener who is an inactive listener, or a listener who is not interested in listening to somebody, is a listener who just wants to finish with everything that's happening. Nobody is paying. If you are in a conversation with somebody and somebody is trying to tell you something, rather than listening to them, you're just answering. बार बार आप repeatedly answer कर रहे हो उनको. So that is not going to help you anywhere. So you have to enhance your listening skills. How do you enhance your listening skills? By listening to various TED Talks. You talk to as many people as you want to. But by talking, I don't mean कि आप एक group के पास जाओ, अपने viewpoints रख दो and आप आ जाओ. No. Always try, listen to what the other person is saying. So in today's session, in this case, what you all are doing is you are actively listening to what I'm saying. Passively listening is when two people are talking and the third person listens. That is a passive listening. We don't want to get into that. Okay. Skills to collaborate. Okay. What is collaborate? Collaborating is, so in terms of college studies and all, collaborating is group studies. Collaborating is working in groups. So when you have the skill to collaborate, you actually have the skill to work in a group. When you have skills to work in a group, you are somewhere or the other growing. When you're somewhere or the other growing, you are somehow, learning through others' mistakes. You yourself make a mistake and somebody else helps you correct it. That is when you're growing within a group. So your skills to collaborate should be taken care of, and you should be working towards it. Okay, that coping with pressure. Now, coping with pressure is a very tedious task, and it can be done through regular exercises, or probably through regular meditation, or probably talking to somebody that you can confide the most in. A person who can let you know what's right and wrong for you, to benefit you and not demoralize you, and not to make you feel left out, or probably make you feel mm, okay. Talk to people who keep you happy. Talk to people who keep you motivated to achieve more and to regularly achieve more. This world will really want you people to put in even more than you're putting in right now, as in abhi. Okay. Then staying updated. Okay. Importance of staying updated is when you get into a group, when you talk to several people, it is good to give out the right kind of knowledge, but reflects very poorly on an individual to give the information which is absolutely irrelevant and incorrect. Staying updated will definitely help you to speak confidently, to portray the best skill sets that you have, to be an effective speaker, or an effective person, or an effective student, effective coach, effective guide, anything effective. Only staying updated can help. So it is very important for students to have a thorough knowledge and understanding of the new trends and developments in their industry. But their industry is education industry. To understand how can how it can impact their career journey and growth. It can be done by the following: blogs, reading news daily, reading your newspapers or your mobile newses, or you can listen to, TED Talks, you can listen to various talks by experts of the field that you want to go in. You can, or probably the field around you as well. There are various ways and means to by which you can keep yourself updated. So these four things, if you do on a repeated way, or probably you inculcate in your timetable, somewhere or the other, you are growing. And this growth will eventually impact your all-round growth, overall growth as an individual. Let's quickly see certain few important upcoming jobs that have evolved as careers in a VUCA world, and that will even more, furthermore, go ahead in life. Okay. Data science is one such subject. Data sciences. Ignore. Data science is one subject. Information technology, you can become a counselor, you can become a salesperson, you can become a on the counter sales person, or you can also become a person from the operations, again into sales. So sales is the major, this thing that sales is the major, it's it's like an umbrella for the other operations, back end, other kind of things that come under sales itself. Then you can be a physician assistant, you can go in for machine learning, marketing, entrepreneur, medical and health. Believe you me, you want to become anything in today's world, it's open for you all. You can become anything and everything that you want, and it is absolutely in the palm of your hands. अब वो कैसे आपको बनना है, आपको क्या करना है, that is in your hands. Staying motivated, being focused, being close to all those people who keep you happy should matter. Even if your girlfriends and your boyfriends can keep you happy, please stay with them. Or anything like that. Stay with them. Stay with people. Please don't stay with people who get you demotivated. Because getting demotivated is way easier. बहुत आसान है motivate हो जा, demotivate होना. ठीक है? But in life, अगर आपको खुद को motivated रखना है, तो आपको खुद को upskill करना है. आपको खुद को relevant information से भरना है. Stupid information nobody wants. Nobody wants information where जो information किसी के पास already है, वो आपसे information लेके क्या कर लेगा? या आप उनसे information लेके क्या कर लोगे? आप सिर्फ तभी कर पाओगे ना when you have a good source of information, or a source that provides you the right kind of information, or the efforts that you put in for your own development is going to actually get you through with the VUCA world. That was today's presentation. Now tell me if you have questions, we can answer that. I hope you guys understood, right? थोड़ा सा तो समझ में आया ना, if not the whole topic, even if you could understand like a छोटू सा of it, it's like more than enough for me. Yeah, good, great. Anything else apart from that? Aryan, when are your exams still? You done with your exams?
Yeah, my last exam was on 13th of March.
Oh wow, free bird, huh? Now what? What are your
Now
plans for
I'll be
next?
writing the CVT exam
Okay.
and also the IP MAT entrance test.
Oh wow. Prepared for them?
I'm doing it right now. Like I have my
Alright.
classes in the morning.
Oh, okay. Brilliant. Wonderful. Okay. So with that, we end with the session for today. And if there is any question that comes to your mind, which you want to ask me, you can. I'm just a minute away from your WhatsApps, but you don't even WhatsApp me. So if you want, you can WhatsApp me.
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else for today?
Yes, ma'am, I had a question. Ma'am, it's not related to the topic today, but like you're from the field of psychology, so I thought you would know about that.
Hmm.
Ma'am, so like basically there are three fields in psychology, like teaching, academicians, psychologists, and the researchers.
Hmm.
So I wanted to ask, like, is there any scope of researchers in India? Because there are a lot of less laboratories as compared to abroad.
Good question. Get me your question again.
Well, like, if someone wants to pursue as a researcher in psychology, should he or she be in India or abroad?
Okay. No. Okay, yeah, I get your question now. Okay, yes, I already got your question. मैंने लिख लिया. I will also be able to give you a better answer in the. मैं तो
Yes,
I'll
ma'am.
WhatsApp you. I'll WhatsApp you with a better answer to this also. Okay, but to tell you right now, there are many eminent psychologists who were researchers in India. So if you want to go in for research or you want to get into the research field of psychology, you want to start with your parent country. The reason that you want to start with your parent country, I will not say कि India में options नहीं है, बाहर ज़्यादा options है. No. When it comes to studying abroad, they give you the option to specialize in various other subfields of the same field. So if psychology is there, they can get you to understand forensic. You can do something in forensic, you can do something in neuropsychology, you can do something in various different fields of psychology. But when it comes to India, the reason that we get you through understanding of studying within the country itself is because once you understand. So okay, ऐसे समझो इसको. Think of it like, you've heard this concept, charity begins at home.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, the basic understanding of the thing is, once you have understood what you want, because आपने psychology तब पढ़ी है when you did it in your class 12th or your graduation from your parent country. Now if you want to go and do something from abroad, it is quite easy, quite understandable. कर सकते हो, कोई second thought नहीं है, कर सकते हो बिल्कुल. But when it comes to a personal choice, do something for your country, then do it for people outside, because you're the new generation. आप ही हमारी generation हो who's going to lead us. Like we also, like you guys, maybe about 15 years younger to me. ठीक है, हमारी जो सोच थी, like what we used to think on a different tangent altogether. Psychology जो हमारे लिए थी पहले, वो अब नहीं है. So now what is psychology? It's a very different new world. ठीक है, and if you see, you explore what's best in you. You want to go outside, study abroad for, it is going to give you a better, it is going to define your career better, then you do that. But this is the indecisive answer that I have right now for you.
Yes, ma'am.
But I will get back to you on this answer through WhatsApp.
Yes, ma'am. Because
Yes.
like I was studying about the researchers field, like it's been about 3 days, and I didn't found any clue of researcher in India. So
Okay.
I was like, is there even a researchers field for India? Like,
No, there is research field in psychology itself. Indian Army का ही institute है, which is in Kota, which is DIPR, Defense Institute of Psychological Research. DIPR. It is for after you've done your 12th, you can sort of appear for its courses or something. I mean, उनका भी exam होता है because it's defense ना, तो उनका
Yes,
भी कोई
ma'am.
exam होता है. It is there in Kota. It's in Rajasthan, Kota. So you can check that out as well. That's about it. I will give you a better answer to this, Siddhant, soon. ठीक है? Perfect. Anything else apart from this? हो गया, जाने दो बस. हाँ, जाने दो, please जाने दो. Please let me just go. ठीक है, चलो. Great. If you still don't understand something, मुझे फिर बता देना. ठीक है? Perfect. Perfect. Chalo. Thank you so much for sparing time for today. Let's
Thank
hope
you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
we connect soon. Yes. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye. Thank you. Welcome. Sorry.